God bless y'all, brothers and sisters. All praises be to the Most High.
That's why I looked fake.
My name is Brother Raven Lamore Phelps Sr.
Brittany Nicole Griggs.
And we're going through courting classes with Brother Lace and Sister Lizola. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm.
We went through last week's counseling classes, and he gave us some homework. He basically told us he wanted us to write down all of our expectations of what we're supposed to expect to get out of marriage.
Mm-hmm. Except you want to do the video.
Of course, so we can have a documented diary of the road to the marriage. Okay, I'll go first. One of the things I expect to get out of marriage, I expect it to grow me spiritually. I expect it to stretch me and pull me. I expect to get into a deeper, intimate relationship with the Father. So as he's pouring into me, I can lead her and guide her correctly.
My turn?
Yeah.
He stole that one from me because that was the first one I said. I expect for us to grow spiritually together, but also I expect us to have our own relationship with God as well. When we need to go to God for each other, praying about each other when we might be going through something negative or just otherwise. But I do expect us to grow together spiritually, fasting together, praying together, reading the word together, correcting each other in love.
No matter how many counseling sessions you go through, how many courting classes you go through, it ain't nothing like the real deal in the field training. So this is like the best way you can prep for it by knowing what each other's expectations are. What do you expect to get out of it? What are your goals? You know what I'm saying? Because marriage without purpose is going to be just like how the world is. And we see how the world has a 90% divorce rate. So us as believers, we have to go through this process of finding out, do both of our goals align up? Do both of our gifts align up? Are we going to be productive to the kingdom? So one of my expectations is to understand what my purpose is, what my goals are, and do both of those, my gifts and goals, align up with what her gifts and goals are. So I expect to find that out through marriage, but also as we're going through this process of courting each other.
I expect us to support each other in whatever our gifts may be. And I think the gifts that we do have, we already see that they align.
Perfectly.
So that's not an issue. But I expect us to support each other in every way. It doesn't just have to be just shouting a person out and stuff like that, like stuff that people can see, but just being there sometimes, or even just positive affirmations, verbal or otherwise. Just I expect us to support one another in our goals, but I expect for us to, well, I think we've already found out that they do align, so that's not an issue.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. My gift and my calling, I'm an evangelist. You're already a servant, and you're basically a wife. That's another thing too. Why I also was pursuing her so heavily, because I know her dad personally. So me knowing him actually gave me the motivation to know where she came from, know how her upbringing was and stuff like that. She already was basically bred to be a wife. Her daddy raised her to be a wife. Am I lying?
No, but bred.
Him and your mama bred you, and then he raised you. You feel me? Poor choice of words, but y'all get what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, out of the first year of marriage, I expect, after going through these courting classes with Brother Lace and Sister Lizola, you know what I'm saying, they like the number one gurus on this thing, and they're the perfect model and poster child for this. So I expect out of the first year, after we get out of the honeymoon phases, to already be in my purpose, as far as be strong and courageous. I'm going to be the head evangelist doing that. So to be practicing and not practicing, but seeking and searching out my craft and learning how to perfect it and be more intentional. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to know your gift, it's another thing to use it here and there. But when you actually tune in with the Father and you start really getting used heavenly by Him, you know what I'm saying, you're going to need to be sharpening your tool, sharpening the gift that He gave you. So out of the first year, I expect for her to understand that I'm in my purpose, and I have actually a calling and assignment. for her to not just support me, but for also to be involved. See, I know it's a lot of people out there who neither their wife is involved or their husband involved and the family ain't, and I know that's going to be a hindrance, and it's going to really be a headache to be not fully on board with what your husband or what your wife is doing and how they serving the Lord and how they serving the kingdom. Especially when you're a part of a community like Be Strong and Courageous, you're gonna have to be. You can't just be riding off my coattail. You definitely gonna have to have, like how she said, your own relationship with the Father, and know that the purpose that I'm doing, that you're gonna be a helpmate and consistent me and helping me and helping me consistently and doing your part as your role as the woman and me as the head lead you.
I'm already getting involved, so I don't feel like that's going to be an issue.
You sure is.
After the first year, I mean, I'm already getting involved. I'm new, but I'm already participating in certain things and still just getting comfortable with other parts of ministry and stuff like that. But the first year of marriage, I'm thinking about like having kids, like thinking about, you know, us planning for that, because, you know, I'm 35. I'll be over 35, almost 36. He's 38, so I think that that's something that we should be looking at or planning for.
Amen. My order of how this thing is structured, it goes like this: my relationship with God, purpose He called me to do, which is to be the head evangelist for Be Strong and Courageous community. Third comes my wife, and then my child, if God blesses with one. I'm already 38. My son is 14 years old. I don't plan on having any kids, but my wife wants them. I'm for sure gonna give them to her. And if God blesses us with something, that means I'm gonna have to go 10 times even more harder, because we're bringing a child into a world that's already fallen. We living in the last days, and what I expect to get out of marriage is to go 10 times harder, especially if kids gonna be involved. Definitely, way more. Especially because I know God is He definitely gonna probably give us a kid, just based on the fact we doing it right, we doing it under Him. You know what I'm saying? Under a marriage, holy covenant, and everything like that. So He for sure gonna give us a kid. And if that's the case, then yes, it's gonna have to be. We have to turn it up a couple more notches.
I don't have nothing to say on that. I agree.
You agree?
Mm-hmm.
High five. And last but not least, what I expect to get out of marriage is a joy when I get up waking next to you every day. I expect that we might have our trials and tribulations and everything like that, but my goal is to keep a smile on your face like the one on your shirt.
I expect to love him according to his love language.
What's my love language?
I think it's words of affirmation. And also, what was I gonna say? I think he likes acts of service, that's how I show love, is acts of service. Words of affirmation is not natural for me. Maybe in a poem, but not for me to just say it. But if that's the way he needs love shown to him, I expect to make an effort to do that more. I also expect to be able to take correction without getting easily offended and, you know, getting mad or letting it change my whole mood and like disrupt my whole day. I expect to become a better listener, and that's stuff that I'm already working on even before we get married, because I don't want that to be a big issue later. So I expect for us to grow closer together in every way, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, in every way, just becoming one.
Amen. Let me kiss it. I love you, boo.
I love you too.
And another thing. Hey man, I expect this to be the final marriage I ever enter into. I don't plan on getting divorced. I've been through that road before, and boy, let me tell you, it's not Gucci. It's Louis in the mug. So yeah, this is my first and last marriage I plan on getting into. You know what I'm talking about? So this is forever, to the death. Even when I die, you better not get remarried, because I'm gonna hunt you.
Yeah, I expect for us to stick it out to whatever the hard days and attitudes and just, you know, the negative things that can come along, I expect us to work through it and have the mindset that divorce is not an option.
Amen.
And no sleeping on the couch and all that other stuff.
Amen.
Going to bed mad. And to be able to work through our problems and quickly. I don't like being mad for long, for hours and or days and silent treatment and all that stuff. I expect us to be able to get through it and move on.
Me too.
So we can help somebody else eventually.
And that's why we're going to be filming and documenting this whole entire journey with the reference points to where we first started to where we end up like in a year or two from now. That's going to be a great thing to look back on. And it's going to be also helpful for the next person that's come along that's going to get counsel or go through the courting counseling like how we're going through. And I'm pretty sure we're going to end up having to court and counsel somebody else. And we can have this as a diary to show the next people that's coming along that, you know, blessings come to you, they're supposed to go through you. So as we get blessed with a holy matrimony marriage, you know what I'm saying, with a holy covenant under God, we pray, and our hopes is to help and bless somebody else and let them know the mistakes we made and the things that we went through and the ups and downs, smiles and frowns. It's going to be worth it in the end as long as you stick it out and keep God in the middle, center, forward, back, side to side, all that. You know, and one thing I love about Lace and Rizola is they are the perfect model for that, based on how they went through their marriage and the way they came about and the things that they did to prep themselves and the things that they're currently doing as they're already in it. So I know we, like Allstate, we are in very good hands, and I pray and my hope and my expectation to get out of this marriage is to help somebody else the same way Lace and Rizola is helping us.
I agree.
Well, that's it, brothers and sisters, for episode little one. And we'll be giving you one at least every week.
Okay.
Until next time, be strong.
You knocking me off.
Throw it up. Put up to be strong.
Goodness.
Get that little muscle, y'all. Peace.